Helicopter? Really? Hello, welcome back to the garden. Today we're gonna do something fun. I was pruning around the garden and tending to this, tending to that. This is something that I find very tranquil, very soothing. Let's bring you along with me so that you can also enjoy this time. In the pre-fall time, we had a good session of topping the soil. Now we do a session of pruning for shade and then harvest. Let's have fun in the garden because the garden is being enjoyed. Let's go enjoy it. Now I'm going to take care of this flower bed a little bit. So it's little jobs around the garden. There are grasses that are too tall in front of the hydrangea, and some of these fireweeds I'll cut back. After the summer is gone and everything, you can see which branches of the roses are not coming back at all. I don't do this in the middle of summer when you have so many other things to do. This is not doing so well, so I'm going to transplant these into there, but not now. So let's trim a little bit of this cherry blossom. I like this behind. We keep it just so it is. A little bit of an interest and not a cherry tree. Okay, so here is the topsoiling from last week. See how it's already greener, and it rained and it went down nicely into the grass. The grass is taking through. It's green and marvelous. We have not watered this. Here, the way I want to prune this is, I think of this as a wave. So I prune the way here and there. I do everything I can do with this small one. And then if there is anything else bigger, I'll take the larger too. So it's a way here, a clean way. And I'll do the same for the cherry tree. See, it's dragging out into the middle of the way, clearing the passage. So this pruning is for shape, really, not for height. So this is much better. You can walk to and from the gazebo without having to deal more than these lights. It is super fun to do. I never garden during the noon time, like during the strong sun. I like to garden in the late afternoon. It's better for me and the plants, I believe. So we have this nice way here. There is something there. I'm gonna go for that. Okay, let's go around. Yes, the apple trees, they need a lot of help. This is coming over the berries, so I'm gonna turn it out. There are strawberries here. It's a project for next year. I'll bring it higher up. So we cannot eat any strawberry. The voles do it for us. And I already did the dry branches here, so it's looking good. I also pruned leaves of this birch that were going over the tomatoes, and I pruned the tomatoes, but you're gonna see that pruning in a special tomato video. So I just went and took the birch leaves falling on top of the tomato. A little bit is good because it protects from rain and hail. The small trees that I have here, I keep at mid-height so that we have a mid-height flower bed. Here are some seeds that I planted and I marked it with my tool. And when I go to fill in the fountain, for example, I don't step right into the seeds. I'll take a bit of the height of this. They all become mulch anyway. I like to do this pruning for shape in the apple trees. Now when I see which branches are producing branches and which are not, the thin branches that are new growth after the pruning, they don't produce. But if you let them keep going, you will have to be pruning for height again, and they will become thick branches. Eventually they will have apple. I like to keep the garden tight. It's a small garden and I'm a small gardener, so I keep it to my proportion, and the very thin dragging out branches are going to go now. so they don't become the huge pruning of next year. I like pruning. The trees are much healthier with pruning, more dense, and produce more. So there is an apple here. That's a good indication where to prune, right after that apple. From there, that place on is apple producing. I'm gonna take those out with the ladder. So here in the way, we have these, no apples, and they are in our way. Go on. So these are going to fall. Yoga is very good for gardening because you see I stretch a lot, squat a lot. Yoga first thing in the morning is the best thing because it prepares you for anything you need to do. Gardening is quite physical and quite athletic. I lift a little bit of weight, not too much. 20 pounds, but I think that keeps me strong. The things that really suffered with the heat waves, I'm gonna eliminate those. You need to continuously prune for things like that. I don't want this to go into the gazebo. Some of these really suffered with the heat waves, and also I don't like when it goes to the neighbors. I think it's not good practice that my trees would go to the neighbors, and so I'll go with the ladder and take this one out. The tomatoes I have done, there is a video especially because these tomatoes are the first time that I try. I'm so impressed. There are seeds in there, so I just, like nature does it, like that. That's how they reseed at this time. So if you take the ends of it and drop into the flower bed, you are reseeding. Like, look at this. That's how I do it. There is a little bit of clear. The packet came with a bunch of the seeds here, and I'm gonna gently do circular motions and deposit the seeds into there. That is much more than it would be doing naturally. So we're gonna have this in there for sure. This would be falling out of the flower bed. So let's choose another place. Beside the iris here, there is topsoil. I'm gonna put it right there into this topsoil. I'm happy that I'm using this glove. I'm feeling it strictly even with the glove. And I don't do anything else because these things reseed by themselves. I'm just choosing where they're gonna be next year. They're easy like that. This is pretty good. This is lovely. It's trying to go into the gazebo because of the heat wave. I'm not going to do anything. These are good. Little bit here, there, in the pathway, shaping up. I will let this grow towards this inhospitable post, and I'm trying to grow clematis here, and clematis likes the shade. So this tree, I'm letting it grow some branches over into here. I will bring some garden decoration and put in front of it, especially in front of the seedlings. For example, this, you want the shade into the soil and seeds that you put here, or the seedlings. I'm trying both in here. When the seedlings are very thin, the voles just take them, and the seeds don't like the full sun on them, so garden decorations, all that. I already took the dry branches from this road. See how it's ready for next year. And this is my kind of deadheading, not when the flower is beautiful and still, but when it's spent. And then I throw it right into the topsoil here, and I propagate the roses like that, just a little bit. There's more here, and just loosely, because the rose likes to go drier. It's not really ready to seed anything, but it's already positioned in good soil, so it's gonna be great. All this clematis is from seed, and I'll leave the link to the video where I show how I kept doing it, and eventually you have that already going over the fence, and it gets entangled to this maple tree. So from time to time we have to untangle. So this is something I need to do. I got one branch. So I need to come here and spend hours and hours detangling these clematis from the maple tree. I tried to do one for you, but it's a bad case. I won't be doing anything to this mountain ash, but let's take out of the way. Yeah, this will be knitted together or pruned after. And here shaping, let's shape it out. Then you have these walkways, right? It's a small garden with a lot of trees. If I don't shape, it becomes too wild for me, so nobody will like. This was the first year that this mountain ash gave us flower, and then the berries is the first berries for this mountain ash. So happy. And before that, we used to have a compost bin here when I first tried vegetable gardening. Then I decided to plant more trees. This is what we have. The fireweeds are very important because they are very early blooming and the bees love it. Like you can see, I can leave in the link down below the footage of bees lavishing and just having a feast on the flowers of those fireweeds. So they're really important. You just keep them from throwing shade to your important flowers, such as the roses. And then don't worry about the seeds because they like to grow near the fence, near the tree, near something, and they are not gonna grow everywhere. They don't even grow in the flower bed, and I don't do anything to avoid that. They just don't. So they are great for the pollinators and they don't damage anything really. They tend to keep to their favorite place. Now I look really fashionable with the fireweeds. I think I'm done here, and the last thing I'm gonna do is to tidy up this willow. But this video is already long enough, so I will bring you up the ladder with me to weave the willow and prune things for height in the next video. So I think we need new string lights. We'll have to see. Sometimes you can replace one that's more sustainable. Try to make the best of what you can. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you did, thumbs up, comment, subscribe for more videos, and stay well. I will see you in the next video. Ciao!